Welcome back to another edition of Electric Avenue's video channel. Thank you for joining me today. This is a little Mr. Rogers-y, isn't it? I'm a little loopy, I gotta tell you. Yesterday, I got probably the biggest record store day shipment I've ever had at one time. It's like 25 boxes between all that stuff and my regular orders. So I'm tired. And there's going to be more working on that today. So I'm going to make this video a little brief, just kind of give you updates. There really weren't a lot of new releases this week. Easter holiday coming up this weekend. This is Sunday, the Sunday of this weekend, April 15th. We're on 2022. God, have I been doing these videos for over 2 years? I ask that every time. And then I think, I can't even remember how many there are. So I'm just going to stop counting. I mean, I'll probably keep numbering them on this just to keep track, but I don't think I'm going to even talk about that anymore. So at this point, I'm just doing it just to do it. Ah, this hair, too. What's this something about Mary look going on? Anyway, I guess I should be lucky that I have it at my age. So anyway, boy, I am digressing today. Let me get to some new releases, okay? All right. First thing up. Kurt Vile, Philly's Own, Watch My Moves. It's in parentheses for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Like Kurt, looks like it could have been filmed or photo shot anywhere around here on a nice lovely day around the Brandywine or something. Anyway, it's his first album on Verve Records, so change a record label. We'll see how that goes. Let's see. Oh, there's an indie exclusive version of that too, by the way. There's always like a color vinyl version. Although there's only the one version. I believe this is Mike Campbell and Dirty Knobs, External Combustion. You know Mike from being a member of Tom Petty's Heartbreakers. There's a picture of the band on the back. I mean, he's actually, some of his lyrics are kind of funny. I can't remember what the song on the last one was that was so like, you guys will know what the title was, but this one has guest appearances from Ian Hunter and Margot Price, and there's a song called Brigitte Bardot. So very cool. I don't think the Heartbreakers would have been as much without the sound of Mike in the band, so very important to that. Although, you know, Tom did great stuff on his own, too. But Mike brought a certain sound. The Police. So, some people say, oh, greatest hits albums, don't like them. You know, I think there's a case to be made for greatest hits albums. This one is half-speed mastered at Abbey Road. And I'm sure it sounds fantastic. You see all those photos on the back in sort of a large presentation. 16 tracks, including 14 UK top 20 hits, 5 UK number one singles. The Police, obviously, I don't know what more needs to be said about them, and Sting, I can't really say anything. I'll just say, sometimes certain bands, you just want to sit down and hear the hits. Like, as much as I love Elton John, recently I found a KTEL something that was like his greatest hits, and it was more than just volume 1 or volume 2. It was like the 2 volumes together. Didn't have any of volume 3, I don't think. But, you know, sometimes you just want to hear all the hits and you don't want to go through the entire albums, I think. So the people who say, oh, I don't want to buy greatest hits, there are certain artists I can think of that I would almost prefer just listening to the greatest hits, and that's maybe just me, while other people might want their entire albums. So there's, you know, something like ABBA Gold. I mean, I like some of ABBA's albums a lot. I don't know if I need to listen to all of them all the way through. And they were pretty much a singles band in a lot of ways, even though the last couple albums in particular were pretty great. The newer one, it's okay. But yeah, so I mean, that you see like ABBA Gold sells a ton. Another example, which some people would probably argue about, is Queen, and I think Queen has some very good albums. Are they on the level of Led Zeppelin albums or Pink Floyd albums? Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, I'm not. I like them kind of more on the surface. I like their singles. Never really got into their albums so much. I mean, some of the more popular ones, I suppose. I mean, I had The Game when I was a kid, and I mean, whatever. Like they're to me, it's like you want to hear the hits, I guess. So anyway, enough of that. M83, yet another pressing of Hurry Up, We're Dreaming. This is a special 10th anniversary? Yeah. Limited edition orange vinyl with a new cover. It's like a daytime presentation. We just got a special colored pressing, was purple and kind of a purple swirl that Record Store Day sort of did of that same album. So there are, for a year and a half, 2 years, we couldn't get the album. Now there's like 3 different versions out that you can get. So pick one, pick them all, trade with your friends. New George Thorogood. It's called The Original. This is, I believe it's like re-recordings of some of his old stuff, like Bad to the Bone and I Drink Alone. And then there's him doing a previously unreleased song, Back in the USA, and The Rare Rock and Roll Christmas. So it's kind of a roundup type album. And also Dr. Dog's Be the Void. This album has been out many times and was sort of out of print, and Dr. Dog are local, and they're sort of taking a hiatus from touring anyway. Hiatus, well, they say they're not doing it again. We'll see how long that lasts, but anyway, this is a limited edition color vinyl anniversary. All right, I think that's really all that I have to show new release-wise. I was going to show you some Record Store Day things, and it's not like you can't see a lot of these on other people's videos. There are people doing unboxings, massive unboxings. You realize how many hours it would take if you watched me do an unboxing? I mean, you're talking, you would get so bored. So I'm just going to show you some of the highlights. And when I do put these things up online, I'm not going to show you everything because there's 400 and some things on the list. It would be counterproductive to show you all of that. You can look at the list, recordstoreday.com. You see what's on the list. I mention it all the time. And, check and make sure that those things are actually coming out for this one, because things like Pearl Jam, Prince, Collective Soul, Miles Davis, those are all coming out on the July 18th drop date now. Now, there have been some changes. Elton John just got moved from, I'm sorry, did I say July 18th? June 18th. June 18th. Elton John just got moved back from June to April. So that will be coming. I can't remember what else. Oh, there was an ad the other day. A Creedence Clearwater Revival 7-inch just got added. So you kind of have to stay on top of it and then just sort of be aware that there might be some changes. So these are some of the highlights that I've seen so far, and I showed a few last video, but these are like a little bit even more sort of like sought after things. Grateful Dead, Wembley Arena, cheerio, 1973. This is, in that series. I love how these kind of mimic the Europe 72 cover. They're all sort of like in this theme. Available for the first time on vinyl, limited to 10,000, 5 LP set. You can read about all this stuff probably in the description and the track listings online. It's even a pretty rainbow on the back. And I will have several of those because I have a lot of Grateful Dead fans in this area. Another really cool box is The Doors. And this is the LA Woman Sessions. Okay. Kind of looks like a tape box. I love the way that they've replicated this to sort of almost look like a reel-to-reel box. And this says, hear the progression of each song on LA Woman as it was developed in the studio. This actually came out in a box set last fall. Oh, it's right off camera here. You can't see it. Which was a CD presentation. So this is vinyl. Um, yeah, it's got like a 20-minute version of LA Woman Part 1. So 23 minutes of The Changeling. So you can kind of hear how they worked things out from jams, basically. Pretty amazing, the talent that was in that band. Okay, I think that this is one of the coolest looking things that I've seen, and I think Ramones fans are going to be beside themselves, but it's the Ramones 80s albums. All right, and man, this thing is sort of substantial. All right, you can see all the album titles there, the pictures. Okay, and the last record, which might be of interest, is Still More Stuff, Rarities, 81 to 89. So this is 6 albums with 5 on vinyl for the first time this century, officially, from Rhino, and includes new Rarities LP on splatter vinyl and the Ramones a sticker sheet, limited edition of 14,000. I ordered a hefty amount of these because even though, you know, people sort of focus on 70s Ramones, there's a lot of good records in here. So you may want that. And, you know, considering that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 albums, it's not a hefty price, around 150. I think that's pretty reasonable. Okay, moving right along. One of the biggest jazz releases that people are talking about is this Art Pepper. Art Pepper meets the rhythm section. This is Craft Recordings are doing this. Boy, that's small print. This is part of the Contemporary Records reissues. Features Red Garland, Paul Chambers, and Philly Joe Jones. And many people talk about this as being one of the best, if not the best, albums that Contemporary Records ever released. And it's basically an acoustic sounds series. They pressed that, I believe. It's a mono edition. If you have even a passing interest in jazz, I think that this is going to be highly sought after. And we got several of them. So just because I kept hearing Art Pepper, and I think there are actually a couple of Art Pepper releases, but this is the one that I am showing you right here. It's the first in a series too. Contemporary Records is going to keep doing these, and Bernie Grundman, I believe, did the mastering on that. So gonna sound amazing, I think. All right, another big jazz release, Charles Mingus, the Lost album from Ronnie Scott's. This is also rather substantial. This looks really cool. Previously unissued, blistering live sets of Charles Mingus in London in 1972. First official release with the Mingus Estate. 5,000, hand-numbered, made, mastered by Bernie Grundman. Yeah. Oh, look, I've got number... Can you see that? 43. I've got number 43. I think this is the only super low number one I have. But still, Resonance, working with Resonance Records. Pressed at RTI. Very nice. Mingus fans. You're going to have... I think the jazz fans are really actually making out. There's a lot of stuff between this and the June date. There's a lot of cool stuff for jazz fans this time. The Replacements, early live show. This is live at 7th Street Entry in Minneapolis, January 23rd, 1981. The earliest professional live recording of the band on 2 LPs, limited to 14,000. So at this era, they didn't have all the songs that they maybe got known for later, but they were scrappy young guys and just making it. This was kind of the era of Tommy looks Tommy looks blitzed. This is sort of like the era that Prince would have been playing downtown and stuff. The Dirty Mind era for him. So I love that it's called Unsuitable for Airplay, the Lost KFAI concert. So, Stones fans, Rolling Stones more hot rocks. Gotta love that Obi strip there. This is a reissue of this exclusive limited edition 180 gram glow in the dark vinyl. And some people say glow in the dark doesn't sound as good, but I've not had a problem with it. I mean, isn't it? It's sort of just another color in a way, but I guess maybe there's something in it. I don't know. Why would they keep doing it if it sounded terrible? I guess you could ask the same question about picture discs, although I think some of those sound fine. Anyway, lithographs on archival paper, the original gatefold art. Yeah. I mean, if you got part one of Hot Rocks, you'll probably want part two. Would be my guess, but I don't know. What do I know? Almond Brothers, Cream of the Crop from 2003. So it's a little bit later, Almond Brothers, but still, they're still a vital band at this point. I think I see Derek Trucks in there. So I don't know. I think this is really cool that they're doing this gold, silver, and bronze colored vinyl and a poster. And these are all individually numbered too up in the corner, and they're gold stamped. And this one's 9,465, probably out of 10,000. No, I don't know. I have no idea how many of those they made, probably more than that. But it feels like this year they actually are doing a better job making, obviously because my orders, a lot of them were pretty full. But it feels like they're making a little bit more, and it could also be that COVID has been less of an issue this year than it was last year, even though it's still a problem. But they've been able to make more multiples of things. So we're not quite as in like what I would call dire straits. And he's not from Dire Straits, The Who, but Pete Townsend. This is Deep End, Face to Face. So this is a live recording of Pete pressed on yellow vinyl featuring David Gilmour on lead guitar, Pink Floyd fans. Includes Face to Face, Rough Boys, Won't Get Fooled Again, Pinball Wizard, and more. So Who fans, there you go. Something to kind of grab onto. Skipping around is another jazz recording, We Insist, by Max Roach, features his wife Abby Lincoln. This is like a very important jazz release in the history of things, and when I saw that Bernie Grundman was remastering this from the original master tapes on clear vinyl, I thought, yeah, we better get some of these. So not a ton, but we do have some of these. Coleman Hawkins is on this as well, and Abby Lincoln is just amazing. And Olatunji, if you're familiar with his drum work, yeah, that's a must for jazz people. Pixies live at Coachella. So the Pixies have done some recent box sets of their reunion dates in England in 2004 when Kim Deal came back. And this is actually the Coachella concert from 2004, which is pretty cool. Frank Black, Joey Santiago, Dave Lovering, and Kim Deal. So it's the original four, ending with Where Is My Mind and Into the White. I see Here Comes Your Man, Monkey Gone to Heaven, Velouria, Wave of Mutilation. Looks like a pretty good set list. Wish I'd been there. We're on the East Coast, so no chance. Although they had toured a lot. Now Kim's no longer with them again. Let's see. Iggy Pop, live in 1991. So Iggy was still really vital then. I mean, honestly, I think he was vital until he sort of hung it up recently. But this starts with Raw Power and ends with I Want to Be Your Dog, No Fun, and Search and Destroy. So, but it also features songs like Candy, China Girl, Lust for Life, things that were kind of songs that, actually got sort of popular. Real Wild Child, Butt Town. uh, anyway, so this one looks pretty good. It's color vinyl. Check that out. I just have a few more here, and then I'm going to leave it to next week to do a little bit more. St. Vincent. This is her soundtrack to the film that she did called The Nowhere Inn. And I haven't heard this like St. Vincent, and it's definitely a cool cover with this kind of foil presentation. It's not break the bank expensive, which is nice. So anyway, I really liked her last album. She just won a Grammy for best alternative album, I think, for Daddy's Home, which was great. Mariah, number ones. You're like, well, everybody needs a little Mariah in their life, right? And this is number ones. So again, this is somebody that, if I'm gonna listen to him, I really probably just want to hear the hits for me. Vision of Love, Love Takes Time, Someday, I Don't Want to Cry, Emotions, I'll Be There, Dream Lover, Hero, Fantasy, One Sweet Day, Always Be My Baby, Honey. I mean, this also has like the duets with Whitney, Brian McKnight, ODB, Boys to Men. So I think it's all sort of music of an era, and kind of important to some people. The nostalgia, plus the fact that she, was a pretty talented singer. Um, this, oh my gosh, Stevie Nicks, Belladonna, Deluxe Edition, Record Store Day Edition, 2 LPs. I mean, it's basically the same sort of cover art, except it's a gatefold. It's 2 LP. And also, the second record is like alternate versions of Belladonna. So you get an early take of Edge of 17, alternate versions of Think About It, How Still My Love, Leather and Lace. And it ends with 2 of her soundtrack songs, Blue Lamp from Heavy Metal, and Sleeping Angel from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I mean, if you want that entire sort of era of Stevie encapsulated, I ordered a lot of these because people love this album and it never gets old. It's just one of those great, great albums. So my last thing I'm going to show today is my personal kind of pick, I think, which is Scott Walker's Boy Child. His greatest recordings from 1967 to 70. If you're not aware of Scott Walker, he passed away a couple years ago, but sort of a 60s British crooner with a little bit of an edge in his lyrics and stuff. He did a lot of Jacques Brel music, and it's sort of orchestral pop, I guess I would call it, but it's kind of got a lot of deeper sort of aspects. It kind of takes a little bit from Sinatra, well, maybe a fair amount, but a little bit generally edgier topics in the lyrics. New liner notes by Jarvis Cocker. He's from Ohio, but got very popular in England. You probably know the Walker Brothers' Sun Ain't Gonna Shine Anymore. You could check that out. That was sort of his biggest American hit. But so it's mostly songs from those albums, and then the second record has a few added tracks. This actually says the complete 1990 collection on vinyl for the first time. It's a 2 LP set, now expanded with 4 bonus tracks, new liner notes by Jarvis Cocker, if you know Pulp, and it's a limited edition 2 LP gatefold on white vinyl. And I don't know. I'm sure it sounds really good because they'd already done a fair bit to kind of clean up the tracks here. And so much of Scott's stuff had been issued on kind of second rate or secondary, I say second rate, that's not very nice, but secondary labels uh, for men with beards and stuff like that. So here's a chance to actually get, a version on Fontana Universal Mercury Records, actually. So that's my pick so far for today. But I mean, there's probably 10 things in that pile. I mean, honestly, most of them, I think all of them looked great. And this is one of those things where I feel like Record Store Day, the quality of it has been getting better and better each time. And this year is no exception. And I'm seeing more great things than I've probably ever seen for Record Store Day. The amount of what I would call like the junkier kind of stuff is sort of being pushed to the side. So, all right, I didn't show any of the 7 inches, 10 inches, whatever. I'll show more of that next time, but I've got a ton more to show you guys. So keep your eyes open, and I'll see you probably within a week for sure. Record Store Day, though, is a week from this Saturday. So mark your calendars. Saturday, April 23rd, we open at 8 a.m. And I'm sure the line will start earlier. So take care. You know what I'm going to be doing. So have a great weekend. Enjoy the Easter weather if it's good where you are. Hopefully. Peace.